Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Let's get right to it today as we are talking everything weather and, of course, those smoky skies out there. Today, we are still seeing that smoke in the air throughout the Spokane area. So we're going to begin this afternoon with Jenny Power. She's out in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jenny, it is not as bad as Friday, certainly, but you do feel it today. When you walk outside, you smell it and you just feel it.
Yeah, you certainly do, Laura. And as I've stepped out here in the Outdoor Weather Center, I can see it. We can see the smoke and the haze there in the distance, and temperatures are definitely on the warmer side. So weather impact alert as temperatures are going to be here up near 100 degrees as we move forward, starting today and lasting through Thursday. So that is what you need to be aware of. That's the big reason why we're under this weather impact alert. Unfortunately, when we see these kinds of conditions, heat-related illnesses are possible. Now, as we take this live look outside over Riverfront Park, downtown Spokane, you can see the smoke and the haze out there. Current temperature 84 degrees, so we are certainly on the warmer side. As we take a look across the rest of the region here, we are in the mid-80s out toward Coeur d'Alene. We're even up near 90 degrees currently in Moses Lake, and currently in the low to mid-80s for Pullman and Sandpoint. As we take a look at the heat advisories, they're in place for much of the inland Northwest, all these areas that are shaded in orange, and they'll be in place here as we move forward through Thursday. Now, daytime highs, we are looking at reaching the mid-90s this afternoon for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. The one thing that could lead to us actually seeing slightly cooler temperatures has to do with the smoke and the clouds, but we'll have to see what temperature we actually do end up officially reaching this afternoon at the Spokane International Airport. But we are looking at triple digits for the lower Columbia Basin and out in central Washington. Air quality, it is unhealthy for some in the Spokane area, but we have even been very unhealthy south to the lower Columbia Basin, Walla Walla area, as air quality alerts are in place through tomorrow. That's when they will be reevaluated, and of course we'll give you the updates as soon as we get them there. But yes, smoke, haze, and the hot temperatures is what I'm tracking. Laura?
Jenny, thanks so much. Well, that heat certainly not going to help with multiple fires that are burning all across the inland Northwest. Today, we are taking a look at those fires. So let's begin at the Kaiser Canyon and Maudrite fires burning on the Colville Reservation. It is believed that both of those fires were started by lightning. So this is the Kaiser Canyon fire perimeter and evacuation map. Right now, there are level 3 go now and level 2 be ready evacuations in place. The fire has grown to more than 68,000 acres as of today. So that fire continues to grow. Now, according to the Colville Tribal broadcast, the fire has destroyed 12 homes and an unknown number of structures. Right now, the fire is still at 0% containment, and today some roads in that area are shut down. The Omak Longhouse is open for evacuees to use as a shelter. Now let's take a look at the evacuation map for the Maudrite fire. Level 3 go now evacuation orders are in place there. So far, this fire has grown to almost 8,000 acres and has destroyed about 5 structures. The fire is sitting at 0% containment right now.
As we keep moving throughout the week, it's going to get hotter and potential thunderstorms throughout the week, later in the week. And then the topography as well. There are some steep cliffs out there, and then access just to get to some of this fire and get our equipment in is kind of troublesome with just how the terrain and not a lot of roads.
And as he mentioned just now, and Jenny mentioned, that heat certainly not helping those firefighters. There are some of the challenges that fire crews are facing as they tackle the Maudrite fire. Fire officials say they are trying to keep the fire south of Coyote Creek Road while still protecting homes, cultural resources, and critical infrastructure. An evacuation shelter is open at the Kettle Falls Middle School for people who have been impacted. Right now, the U.S. Marshals are offering a reward of up to $2,000 for information that leads to the arrest of the man police say kidnapped his 4-year-old daughter in Kennewick, triggering an Amber Alert that happened over the weekend. Now, we should mention the child was found safe in Pasco, so that is the good news. But police say Matthew Sesmulch is armed and dangerous, and this is what he looks like. So if you see him, authorities say do not approach him. You're to call 911 right away. And we are learning more about the woman who was found dead in the St. Joe River earlier this month. The Shoshone County Sheriff's Office says dental records confirm it was 24-year-old Chantel Williams from Deer Park. She had been missing since December. Today, Spokane County Commissioners consider a data center moratorium for all of Spokane County. This coming just less than a month after the city of Spokane, the council passed their own moratorium. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway has more.
A new proposed moratorium would pause any planning for a potential new data center, and that's something that residents on the West Plains are grateful for. Since PFAS-contaminated groundwater was identified in Airway Heights in 2017, residents have been fighting for access to clean water. Almost a decade later, they still haven't found a perfect solution.
Each of these 4 pairs of tanks, 14 feet high and 8 feet across, is filled with granulated charcoal.
Now the county commissioners are hoping to prevent further damage. A moratorium proposed by County Commissioners Chris Jordan and Amber Waldrop would pause any acceptance, processing, and approval of permits for large data centers for 9 months. Commissioner Waldrop says people in District 2 have voiced concerns about the use of water from the aquifer, as well as noise and the cost of power. John Hancock says it also brings up more concerns about PFAS.
The standard way of cooling down a data center in the old days was with water. The new data centers are more likely to have a different fluid than water to cool the machinery in the building, and that new fluid is PFAS.
The commissioners say the moratorium would cover the unincorporated areas of Spokane County, and it would allow the county time to weigh the benefits and the impacts of projects like data centers and create or adapt to laws that protect Spokane County residents. After feeling like their concerns often went unheard, Hancock and the West Plains residents hope this moratorium is a step in the right direction.
If the process recognizes that those of us that live here have a say in what happens next, then that process of collaboration and transparency can be applied to all the issues we have.
In Airway Heights, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
Post Falls has shut down water service today for some customers, happening between right now and 3 o'clock this afternoon. They are connecting new water mains. Everyone impacted by the shutdown should have been notified with a door hanger.